Hey man, a few months ago, we reported here on Hip Hop News Uncensored that Meg Thee Stallion would be signing a management deal with Roc Nation. Now, right after that, Jay Prince jumped on his IG and he put this up. He put the music business is filled with sharks and cutthroat people. So, congratulations to the homie Carl Crawford, owner of 1501 Records, for breaking your first artist, Meg Thee Stallion. He goes on to say how he's from his hood. And y'all can see the rest there saying this is pretty much just the beginning. Well, insert, that's right, insert Meg Thee Stallion. And now, when we talked about this on the podcast, we knew that it had to be something going on behind the scenes, because what would actually make Jay Prince jump up right up on Instagram and say, all right, nah, this is the guy who signed Meg Thee Stallion, breaking your first artist? Well, it appears like now there's a little bit of turmoil behind the scenes, and Meg Thee Stallion is making it known. I'm going to play her clip in which she's talking about the issues that she's having with 1501 management, and then I'll be right back on the back.
I got with 300, it just happened to go to like a bigger scale. So, point blank period. Now, on this day, I want to tell y'all that 1501 trying to tell me I can't put out no music. 1501 don't want me to put out no music, and I've been seeing a lot of little shit on the internet. Motherfuckers be talking shit, and it's real crazy because all I did was ask to renegotiate my contract. Then it became a big old thing. When I signed, I didn't really know what was in my contract. I was young, I think I was like 20. And I didn't know everything that was in that contract. So when I got with Rocnation, I got management, real management. I got real lawyers. And they was like, do you know that this is in your contract? And I was like, oh damn, that's crazy. No, I didn't know. So I'm not mad at 1501. I wasn't upset because I'm thinking in my head, oh well, everybody cool, we all family, it's cool, it's nice. Let me just ask them niggas to renegotiate my contract. Soon as I said I want to renegotiate my contract, everything went left.
All right, so we seen that went down yesterday. Saying, man, on Instagram, everybody's seen it all over the world. Now she's with Roc Nation, but she originally started with 1501, which is a Houston-based label. She's saying that they, won't allow her to drop music right now. Saying, man, I want to hear what you got to say, and then I want to get Consu's expertise on what he thinks about the situation.
Megan Thee Stallion is also signed to an independent label, 300. So she signed to two independent labels. I talked about this briefly yesterday on Viral Play, the commentary. Couldn't wait to get here to talk about it with you, man, because I've talked about it. We've talked about it in last 2019, and I've been a lot of people said heartless when it came to this situation, but welcome to the music business. You get a big clap, round of applause. You better put your big boy and big girl pants on because you're swimming with the sharks. And if you don't know what you're doing, your ass will get eaten alive. Meg Thee Stallion failed to realize that the label that she was signed with, the labels she was signed with was independent. That didn't mean her ass was independent. And she found that out the hard way, even though her rise to success was getting crazy. Her internet buzz was nuts. All of these things were going on around her. The ultimate conclusion to everything was, you ain't putting out music until I say so. And you don't understand that. And I remember a previous conversation we had with our brother Consu, and that's why I'm so excited he's on there. Good thinking, oh God, for having him on here, because he talked about setting up an LLC, setting up a business, setting up your legal team personally, because I can't wait to talk about Roc Nation. There's some shady shit and some slick shit going on with Roc Nation too. It's very convenient that they place Megan Thee Stallion with all of these lawyers to break down these contracts that if you ask any artist that signed a contract, their first initial music contract, the language looks very similar in all of the contracts. You get effed over, bend over, because you're going to get effed over unless you have something called leverage.
Right.
I'll refrain until it's my time again. I'll let brother.
No doubt. Yeah, Consul, come in, man, and do the thing, man. Before he goes in, man, smash that like button real quick and share this video. I present to you, brother Consul, the expert. What you think about this, Consul?
What's going on? Yeah, I did work, independently with a good friend of mine, a friend named Calvin. I won't say. I tease him, my brother Cav Twister in Chicago. We did some things together, and I did work with Atlantic Records and Universal Records with another group, also from Chicago called Quelo, and I did a lot of the contract work and intermediary work. So I learned how the mechanisms of the business work, and oddly enough, it's the same thing as any business. It's business. And unfortunately, when you're dealing with companies like Roc Nation is a management company, okay? It's been around right around 2000, I want to say 2008. And it's a full service entertainment company with artists, songwriters, producers, engineers, and they also manage music publishing, touring, merchandising, things of that nature. It's a one-stop shop. It helps the artists just focus on recording music. That's basically what that does. Now, the lure of it is that Roc Nation, being a standalone company, becomes a liaison and broker to a lot of these S-corp companies called labels. So when you got 300, which Al Cohen, or whatever his name, Leo Cohen, who is the new CEO guy of YouTube and YouTube's music division, started. He touted Megan as his first female artist, along with her other artists. I think a label 150 or whatever that.
1500.
Yeah, 1500.
The name doesn't matter. They're all S-corps. They're not really named that. It's something else. They're just that for the sake of structure. So you have these S-corps and they belong to a parent company. So what they do is they sign the artist, which is the product, but the S-corp gets the check and then they distribute the check to the artist. The artist then signs an exclusivity deal to those two S-corp labels. And when they sign that deal, the S-corp labels can and sometimes will own all the masters or some of the masters, may negotiate some of the publishing, may not, may handle and own anything from touring to ticket sales. This is what we talked about months ago when we talked about the 360 deal. This is a 360 deal, but it's got layers now. People are adding layers to the 360 deal. So the slick guy in it all is Roc Nation, because what Roc Nation is doing is getting a piece of the pie from everybody. The artist, the two sub-corps, and the major corp. So they're getting money on the front end and money on the back end, and then they also have the nerve to tax interest from management to the artist. So the artist won't know that because the artist truly is not independent. The artist is a subsidized entity. Should have set up an LLC, limited liability, set up a limited liability partnership with incentives. A partnership deal similar to Rockefeller when they signed with Def Jam. Def Jam, Rockefeller didn't sign to the label. They became partners from the jump. Dame and all the other guys fronted their own money, and then they met their quotas, and then they split the profit. Unfortunately, someone like Megan Thee Stallion, who doesn't have the ability to put herself in the media, she had been rapping for a few years prior to signing with these sub companies, just didn't have the push to get over the edge. And then, of course, we got those publishing companies that Roc Nation owns. And, of course, Lyle Cohen, who knows how to work publicity, get the numbers you need. And it's not a coincidence that he has influence in YouTube. Because he has influence in YouTube, she'll get her views, she'll get saturation, she'll pull in Facebook. Facebook is owned owns Instagram. so forth and so on. There go all those sub companies again. So now, because music is digitized, and I hate to be so wordy, but this is that complicated. Because music is digitized, this is the way the RIAA regulates manufacturing and distribution now, because manufacturing and distribution is all but gone because we have this thing called the internet. So you can't tax the actual production or manufacturing of the music. Forgive me, not production, but manufacturing of the music. And how was that done? Through CDs, through tapes, cassettes, and records. Well, those are gone. So there's no tangible, no tangible product that you can hide interest in and tax. Because remember, Michael Jackson was upset. He was only getting 6 cents per CD when it broke down. And he had to restructure the deal, and then he left. Because he lost millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars to the actual label who was owning the rights and all this other kind of stuff. And he had to fight through that. Then Prince figured it out and said, oh, no, I'm not doing it either. And so when the artists could become aware, then they learn. So Megan is in a tough spot. She's probably going to have to do some legal representation, probably buy her contract out, or she's going to have to sit still. And unfortunately, Megan is a flash artist. And what I mean by that is if she doesn't stay saturated, she will not be able to keep up with the pace, because her kind of music doesn't have a long shelf life. If she doesn't, she doesn't have that pop appeal. Not yet. She's there, but not quite.
Brother Kansu, question. Based off of what we seen yesterday, is it fair to say that she's not even as financially stable as one would imagine?
Not even close. Not even close. I mean, she'd be it'd be lucky, and she'll be able to continue to pay her bills, keep her cars or whatever she got going, because more than likely, those things are being leased and or financed. And so she doesn't own much of anything.
So when you see like a guy like Jay-Z, and you see, you talk about the allure, but you got like Meek Mill and all these people that are pressing for people. Like Meek Mill said, get out of these slave deals and come over to Roc Nation. How do you feel about that? Are they pulling the wool over our eyes, or is it something to be desired for people to actually go to Roc Nation?
Oh man, why'd you ask me that, man? Why'd you ask me? Okay, man. Yeah, they're pulling the wool over their eyes. Oh God.
Facts. Period.
It's corporate business.
Period.
She's product. She's like Michael Jordan gym shoes.
You know what it reminds me of? Oh, go ahead.
I don't have to lower the price on the gym shoes. Everybody wants them. I don't have to concede to you. I'll just go make another Megan. I don't have to. If it's me, I don't have to. I can produce you quite easily.
You know what I feel? I mean, it makes me feel like it was a wave, right? Where people were starting to really get educated on the nonsense that was going on with the labels. And we seen this incredible wave of independence, and we were screaming independence, and it was independent. And then all of a sudden, here came this wave called Roc Nation. And here came these artists also screaming independence, but still signed up under a label. And you don't got to be savvy. You don't got to understand verbiage and contracts. Just hear me out real quick. If you're signed to a label, you are dependent on somebody. How can you be independent? Just think about that. And I made the mistake. I sat in a slave deal for 6 years, just got out of it January 2020.
Congratulations.
And appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Shackles off. Feels great. But people ask me all the time, not all the time, but a couple times, who do you blame? I blame myself. I signed a contract. I didn't get proper lawyers. I didn't get proper education. I was ignorant to it. I had a dream. I believed the allure. I believed in the people around me, and I went with it, and ultimately cost myself 6 years of my career because of it. I let karma work itself out, worked hard, and we are where we are today. It's all good, but I can't blame anybody for that but myself. So for Megan to go on there and obviously be hurt, but not to hold herself accountable, it just shows how rookie she is in this shit.
Yes.
Right. Definitely. So can you give me any examples of any artists that are not tied up in these situations like a Megan Thee Stallion? Are there any examples that people can glean from and say, okay, this artist, is not tied up in that? Are there any out there, or is it pretty much everybody under the same structure?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everyone is pretty much under the same structure. Oh God. If you have only 3 to 4 major record labels, and the record label is an S corp at best. The record conglomerates are Sony, 20th Century Fox, and Universal. You have standards. It used to be Epic, they're gone. You have Atlantic. You have those that filter other subs by giving out subcorp deals. And so they do a partnership with the owner of that label, the smaller labels. And they kind of structure that when the last known artist that had organic money, like boom, I'm rich, Master P. That was the last artist that actually manufactured and controlled his own product and his own deal. And it was organic and it was straight up and down. That was him. Once that happened, they had to restructure because they could not recoup in publishing. They could not recoup in royalties because in royalties, they share partnerships. So an artist that's been tenured, let's say like a Twister, right? That's been tenured, well, they do, all you need is one hit, let alone 2 or 3. You're going to get a check for the next 40 years because those things are personally, they keep them on the charts. The Billboard charts are manipulated, just like the stock platform. They're manipulated. And so because of that, and they have the influence to outlets like Clear Channel and things like that, they have those outlets that exclusively own rights to all the concerts. So if the label is friend with the people that throws the concerts, guess who has to do what they say? The promoters. Now, if the promoters can't do anything but do what Clear Channel dictates, what Radio One and Turner Broadcasting dictates, if they say Megan is going to get 30 dates this quarter, okay, yes, sir. Megan is going to go to the radio station, and we're going to buy up 3 weeks of advertising time, and she's going to come in there and sit and talk. So instead of a commercial playing, Megan's talking. But all along, there are ads that's going on top of Megan talking. So it's ad space that's being sold that the labels buy ahead of time, and they just throw whatever artist is in there, whatever slots are available. Because radio stations are nothing but advertising agencies. It's not the music. It's the advertising that plays in between the music that makes a radio station powerful.
Okay.
Power. You got anything else?
Powerful. I'm good, man.
Whew.
Drop that knowledge, brother.
So, I mean, can I say this, guys? Because I really do support music. I love music and artists. And when I was in artist repertoire, I would tell an artist, I'll say, look, you got this big deal. Look, don't do any more than 5 or 6 years. Get the hell out. Get the hell out. While you're doing that, work on your repertoire. Most artists don't understand what an A&R job really is. An A&R job is to make you friendly with everybody. You got to know every producer, every songwriter. A lot of artists have a problem understanding there's going to come a point where you're going to need people to write songs for you. Doesn't take away from your talent, especially in hip hop. There's nothing wrong with somebody writing for a hip hop artist that has static and everybody knows. Like a Meek Mill, Jay-Z, Twista, Busta, those big guys, The Baby, and all those kind of guys. People are writing for them now. Why? They got to keep product on the shelf. They cannot stop. So if artists, get your own stuff, get your LLCs, get your own music, partner with a producer, partner with an engineer, take the cuts off the top. That's okay. But you want to stay saturated and own your own stuff, own your own platforms. So
facts. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely, Brother Consul. As always, man, appreciate you coming through. As y'all know, he'll be back Financial Fridays, episode 3. This week we'll be rapping 7 p.m. Friday. I'm going live, spreading that across multiple platforms and just continuing to inform the people, man. We definitely appreciate you taking out the time this evening.
Yes, sir.
No question.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Peace and power, guys.